These were just a few of the messages 12-year-old Rebecca Sedgwick received on a social networking app called Axe FM. For a year and a half, Rebecca was bullied.
Her mother, Tricia, felt she took the necessary measures to end her daughter's bullying. Unfortunately, it was not enough.
Tricia had Rebecca close down her Facebook account and other social media apps.
They had multiple school interventions with her bullies.
And when nothing else worked, Rebecca transferred to a new school. Incidents like Rebecca Sedgwick's suicide have impacted our lives by having us take in consideration the way we treat others and how hurtful our words can be, both verbally and through written text. It's important to uplift others than to bring them down, and it's important to think before you speak.
Cyberbullying takes place using electronic technology and has become a large issue in schools, and cases of cyberbullying have become more prominent in the news as technology becomes a larger part of our lives.
In the past, bullying mainly took place at school, and after the bell rang, victims could find some peace at home.
But now with social media apps, bullying can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's more difficult for children to escape bullying behaviors.
Nearly 43% of children have experienced some form of cyberbullying while being online.
And only 1 in 10 victims will inform a parent or adult about being cyberbullied. The issue at hand is that many of the social applications kids are using their parents don't even know about. Many parents have caught on with sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but there are so many different social media platforms children are using that often go under the radar.
According to O'Keefe and Clark Pearson, such parents may lack a basic understanding of these new forms of socialization, which are integral to their children's life. The end result is often a knowledge and technical skill gap between parents and youth, which creates a disconnect in how these parents and youth participate in the online world.
Our idea is to promote positive family-school relations by getting families and schools involved in the fight against cyberbullying.
Our goal is to increase parental awareness on social media apps school-age children are using, but also to educate parents on how these specific apps work.
We will also inform parents on ways to recognize signs of cyberbullying and ways to communicate with their children about internet safety.
In many cases of cyberbullying, the social media applications that are being used, parents virtually have little or no knowledge about. As adults, we only hear about them when some type of tragedy occurs. We feel that it's imperative to not only inform parents about the specific apps, but to educate parents on how to use the applications themselves.
To create this awareness, we want to promote social media workshops to teach parents how to use the social media applications themselves, but also make sure parents know what each specific application is meant to be used for and the risks they present.
We feel that if parents understand how to use these social media applications, they will be more in tune with what their children are doing, but also won't be discouraged to navigate these applications themselves and feel comfortable opening dialogue about social media activities that their children are doing.
To implement our idea, we feel there is a need to have multiple and continuous workshops due to the growth of new social media applications and the ever-changing interests of children.
We feel that it is important to first build a foundation. The initial workshop will focus primarily on an overview of cyberbullying and how to detect if your child is being bullied. There are telltale signs children experience that might be the result of cyberbullying.
These signs include poor grades, depression, low self-esteem, not wanting to attend school, and withdrawal from family members and social circles.
All of these are red flags that your child might be a victim of cyberbullying.
During this first workshop, parents will be provided with an open forum to ask questions and discuss experiences that they might have dealt with in the past. Through interaction, parents will also be encouraged to build relationships with other parents and school employees.
The second workshop will focus on internet safety and precautions parents can take when it comes to their children using social media. There are many different strategies parents can take to ensure that their children are safe when they are online.
The first and most important is open communication. A study completed by Cassidy, Brown, and Jackson found that it is important for parents to keep the lines of communication open, to provide support to their children if cyberbullying occurred, and to educate children about what it feels like to be cyberbullied and what to do when it happens.
Secondly, in the majority of households, parents make the rules. Keith and Martin suggest that parents should develop a family online agreement with their children, including where they can go online, what they can do there, how much time they can spend on the internet, what to do if they receive messages that make them feel uncomfortable, and how to protect your personal information.
55% of parents also suggest that modeling and practice is just as important in preventing cyberbullying. In this study by Cassidy, Brown, and Jackson, parents demonstrated awareness for the need to model appropriate behavior in their own lives so that young people will see this behavior and emulate it.
The last workshops will focus solely on how to use specific applications. We feel that these workshops should be continuous since new apps become popular every day.
Parents will get a crash course on what the apps are meant to be used for, how to navigate the applications themselves, and will be provided information on risks these apps may expose children to.
We mentioned before that Rebecca Sedgwick and her bullies were using Ax.fm, which is a social networking website set up in question and answer format. Children find this application appealing because they can ask questions anonymously.
If used correctly, Ask.fm can be a positive application due to the fact children are able to be anonymous, which allows them to feel more comfortable to ask questions they normally would be discouraged from asking otherwise.
Unfortunately, with the positives comes the negatives. Due to the fact that questions are submitted anonymously, users really don't know who they are talking to. In turn, this website application is increasingly being used as means to communicate abusive, bullying, and sexualized content.
Ask.fm is just one in a list of many apps like Kik, Omegle, Yik Yak, and Whisper that children are using and parents need to be aware of.
We feel that these workshops will have a significant impact on the occurrence of cyberbullying.
By closing this technological gap between parents and children through open communication, these workshops could help decrease the number of bullies and victims and create a more positive relationship between schools and family.
There's no question technology is ever changing, and with this change, cyberbullying will continue to be an issue. Educators, parents, and children need to work together and understand how damaging cyberbullying can be. If we make this happen, situations like Rebecca Sedgwick's will no longer occur.
And in the end, we will create a safer environment for children both inside and outside of school.